Forging Friendships Season 2 is sponsored by Iron Mountain Metalcraft, located in the beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee area. Go forge a memory with Forged in Fire fan favorite Robbie Bowman. Woo! Season 2 is also sponsored by Oklahoma Knife Group, Black Dragon Forge, Paragon Kilns, Honest Aloe, Gents, and by viewers like you, link in description.
Really, if you start looking around, looking at the plants, looking at all the little what we consider to be weeds and start identifying them, you'll start realizing there's food everywhere. And then you delve even more and you find out there's medicine everywhere. Not enough to feed everyone 100%, but my own personal goal is I try and get 10% of my family's food just from the wild, from our yard, from our neighbor's yard. I have a deal with the neighbors where they don't put down fire and killer or other poisons on their yard, and I keep the yard free of weeds, and it works out great. But there's all sorts of health benefits for being out here. You're getting vitamin D. We are not vampires. The threat of sunlight has been greatly overstated, but you're out here getting vitamin D. You're out here, all your senses are being used. You're smelling things, you're hearing things, you're feeling things on your skin. All these things are feeding information into your brain, which is what it was originally designed to do. It's designed to be constantly taking all this information, like we're walking and our feet are picking up sensations from the ground. That's what our brain is designed to do. And one of the things they've shown that a lot of anxiety and depression and attention deficit issues are greatly reduced the more time people spend outdoors, letting their brain just suck in all this information and analyze it the way we evolved to do that. Especially with children, the ADHD and depression and anxiety drops dramatically if you can just get them outside in the wild several times a week. There's a whole lot more to it. I could go on about cold therapy, I could go on about barefoot, I could go on about the benefits of walking on uneven ground as opposed to flat, controlled, human-made surfaces, but they all tie into what we evolved doing. The world now is very different than the world we evolved in. And the end result is we are missing out things that our body was designed to not just use, but need for proper health. And so a lot of the modern health issues are an outgrowth of really how convenient we've made our lives. And so one of my purposes is to try and bring back caveman activities to people to give them that ancestral health. One example, throwing things. If you watch kids, it's almost instinctive to throw things at stuff, because really we evolved to throw things at stuff. There's no creature on earth as good as we are that can throw as accurately and with as much force as a human can. It's hardwired into us. When you're doing that, your brain is making all these amazing calculations to, strength of the throw, angle, trajectory, parabolic arc, taking into account gravity and all this stuff to hit that squirrel with your rock so then you can eat that squirrel. Now here's something interesting. The part of our brain that controls throwing is right up against the part that controls speech. And as we got better at throwing more accurately, more physical control, if you're throwing a rock at a rabbit running along the ground, your window of release to accurately hit that rock, hit the rabbit, is about 1/1000th of a second. If you release 1/1000th of a second too soon or too late, you missed the rabbit. But we got good enough where we could hit a moving rabbit with a rock. But as that fine motor control came to us, our ability to speak improved too. Our control of our tongue, control of our lips, control of our breathing, all that worked together. So as we became better at hunting and throwing rocks at rabbits, we also became better at communicating with each other. Right. And so one thing that I encourage people to do is never stop throwing things at stuff. Go to the local axe throwing bar, learn to play darts. If nothing else, juggle. because all that is feeding the brain the input it needs. It keeps it strong, it keeps it healthy, it keeps it resilient, it holds off dementia and Alzheimer's and all that sort of stuff, because your brain is getting the exercise it was supposed to get, rather than just sitting there passively watching, some video, the latest Marvel movie or whatever. So just little things like that. It doesn't take much to bring caveman activities into your life. And he's just throwing things at stuff. Cold showers. We are designed for ice ages. We are designed for cold weather. There are health benefits from being cold. Walking barefoot, walking on uneven ground. When you're walking on uneven ground, your brain is constantly analyzing the surface and making micro adjustments to your body to keep your balance. So a couple of side effects of that, again, it's brain exercise. So your brain is going to be stronger. It's going to be able to focus more. It's going to work more efficiently. But they've also shown that as you get older, well, to maintain your balance on uneven, slippery, muddy, rocky, rooty ground, like I said, your body is constantly making micro adjustments to your gait, which requires the core muscles. So if you're walking on uneven ground a lot, your core muscles get stronger and your sense of balance improves. And the sense of balance is particularly important when you get older, because like if you're over the age of 70 and you trip and fall or slip and fall and you break a hip, that's really a death sentence. And so the better you are at maneuvering across uneven terrain, the less likely when you're older, you're going to slip, fall, break a hip. So very, very distinct health benefits. That if I could give just one piece of advice to improve your health, go outside, go for a walk outside. That's it. That's where we belong. It's as simple as that, really.